nameless prostitute. Delegates from all over Europe, from England and Scotland, from Scandinavia, Spain, Poland, Italy, and, of course, from the Holy Roman Empire, attended the Council of Constanza. During the council, the Bohemian reformer Jan Hus was arrested, condemned to death, and burned at the stake, despite the promise of safe passage. Kaiser Sigismund paid for this betrayal with an uprising in his kingdom of Bohemia that lasted nearly 2 decades. This cost him so much in money and men that despite favorable conditions at the outset, he could not extend his power in the Holy Roman Empire. For a full 600 years, the Frankish Empire, later East Francia, and the Holy Roman Empire had been the most significant powers in Europe. Now other empires were taking over, first Spain, then France, and eventually England. But this has nothing to do with the Middle Ages and concerns a new epoch. And here, we meet Marie. Iny and Iny Lorentz. Part 1. The Trial. Constanza, in the year of our Lord 1410. 1. Marie slipped back into the kitchen guiltily, trying not to attract attention, and went about her work. Vinna, the housekeeper, had already noticed her absence and now beckoned her over with an admonishing glance. Laying her hand on Marie's shoulder, Vinna sighed deeply. Ever since Master Matisse's wife had died in labor, Vinna had tried to take the place of a mother to Marie. A small, broad-framed woman with an honest-looking but severe face and braids that were beginning to show strands of gray, Vinna hadn't found it easy to raise Marie with the right mix of leniency and strictness, but until now she had been satisfied with Marie's progress. The once inquisitive and often boisterous child had turned into an obedient and God-fearing young woman of whom her father could be proud. As soon as Marie had learned she was to be married, however, she had changed. Instead of merrily singing and dancing her way through the house, she was behaving erratically and going about her chores gloomily. Other girls would have been thrilled to learn that a man from a good family was courting them. She could hardly have done better. Her future husband was Councillor Rupert Splendidus, the son of a count and his bonded maidservant. Despite his youth, Rupert was a well-known lawyer with a brilliant future ahead of him. Vinna assumed that the nobleman had chosen Marie because he needed an energetic wife able to manage a house with many servants. She took pride in having raised Marie to be independent and hard-working. The thought brought her back to the present. Preparations for the wedding were far from complete, and night was falling. She quickly handed Marie a mixing bowl. "Here, stir this well so there are no lumps. Now tell me, where were you anyway?" "Out in the yard. I wanted to get a little fresh air." Marie lowered her head so Vinna wouldn't scold her for the look on her face, or give her a confusing lecture on conjugal duties. Marie couldn't make Vinna understand that she was terrified of the imminent change in her life. She had only recently turned 17, and, as her father's only child, she had previously brushed aside all thoughts of marriage. But the following day she would have to give herself to a man for whom she hadn't the slightest feelings. A man she'd met only once. Rupert Splendidus was of medium height and thin, with facial features too sharp to be called handsome, though they were not outright ugly. But his eyes seemed to bore straight through everyone and everything, and when he'd greeted her, the limp feeling of his cold, almost lifeless hand had sent a shudder down her spine. Nevertheless, neither Vinna nor her father would comprehend why the thought of marriage to the son of Count von Kyleborg did not send her into throes of ecstasy. Since it appeared that Vinna was about to launch into another lecture on proper behavior, Marie tried to change the subject. "The bales of Flemish cloth that the delivery wagon brought up today from the Rhine harbor are standing in the middle of the yard, and it looks like rain." "What? I can't believe it. We've got to bring that cloth inside as soon as possible, and the porters are all down at the tavern celebrating your upcoming wedding. I'm afraid neither angry words nor flattery will bring them back. Let's see if I can find one of the house servants and get him to at least throw a cover over the bales. In the meantime, continue with your chores." The last few words were directed not just